This is a question I've been meaning to ask. It's kind of a question that matters to me a lot, and it's difficult to frame it in a way that's not alarming or I don't know. It just came to me now a good way to phrase it, and I'm going to go ahead with it. I had another question in mind, but part of the reason I think why I'm I made a video earlier today that I posted on Patreon about this sense of like heaviness in the air and the push. We know this administration, the core of it is really racism, right? I think you don't need to, they don't really have a serious platform other than racism. I think that's really the core of it, okay? Racism and corruption together, destroying the government. So seeing news about John Kelly, apparently he's very extremely radical on immigration. So he wants, all the news about children being ripped away from their mothers. Okay, that's the in Portuguese say requinte de crueldade. It means a level of like refinement of cruelty. Okay, something that is that even if you want to be strict about immigration, there's different ways to do it. But what they're doing is really something that comes from the Nazi period. Okay, so it's very disturbing, all of it. So it's difficult to think of a reading like this that addresses a subject without it being very upsetting. So I just thought of this because I remember one of the key moments for me when with this whole Trump election was that when I was reading about Robert Mercer, that one of the things that he was really against was civil rights. Okay, apparently these hardcore right wingers hate the '60s. Okay, so everything that happened in the '60s, women's rights, civil rights, which I don't say took for granted, but I always was like, oh, it's a done deal. Okay, it's like it's never gonna go. It's I thought it was I don't want to say safe, but it was like it's something everybody agrees on. Okay, so all their policies, and including the thing that came out today, essentially the question really is, and I think they won't succeed, but I want to ask, guys. It's a tough question to ask because the racism is so obvious, okay, and their hateful rhetoric is also obvious. So much so that even the chief of staff apparently calls Trump an idiot. Like it's kind of like hate is part of like how they operate every day. So my question is really I don't think they would, but I want to know what the cards have to say. So will the Trump administration succeed in repealing civil rights? Okay, in the sense of like, will they really? I don't think the Trump and the conservatives will they because I think that's really, guys, really truly their goal is to really turn the clock back massively until before all of this. So will they succeed? Okay, and if they succeed, can we turn it back? Can we, as soon as they're gone, can we turn it back? Because the truth is, guys, let's be real. I don't want to be dramatic about this, okay? But we are the majority, okay, in this country, and unless they create a dictatorship or truly change the laws so that they can essentially massively legalize gerrymandering, it's going to be very difficult for them to win. Okay, full time, and people are going to protest until you see the kids, they're ready for this too. So I just want to know, it's almost like when all of this comes out and the degree of racism and not just prejudice but malice, okay, it's really this kind of like a overt push for all to take apart all these laws, okay. And by the way, I saw a photo today of Kanye West with like this guy, I think his name is Charlie Kirk, is like some hardcore right winger, and the guy's like this, like he was like he had his arms crossed. Clearly, he was not happy to be hanging out with Kanye. And Kanye, the idiot, I can just go say it. He's I think he's mentally ill, Kanye, but I feel like did he actually believe these people cared about him? Like what an idiot. Okay, the guy was obviously not happy hanging out with him, but clearly, why would he? He's racist. Kanye, wake up. Anyways, so whatever, I don't care, but it is what it is. Okay, so anyway, so let's look into this, guys. I want to, because I feel like essentially, and as far as I feel, the core of the Trump administration, what they really want is to implement this kind of like their fantasy of like this to erase civil rights, to create an overtly racist country, okay, and to make corruption the law of the land, okay, where the mediocre and the nepotism wins. That's what they've been doing, okay? It's not even like it doesn't have to be written. You just have to look at what they've done. And really, the one thing they've accomplished is racism. So let's look at this. Will the Trump administration and the conservatives succeed in turning back the clock and repealing civil rights, generally speaking, changing the story of the U.S., okay? I feel like it's not going to happen, but I want to know what the cards are going to say. Will the conservatives and the Trump administration together be able to repeal civil rights in general to the point where, yeah, which is their goal? I think Robert Mercer has said that himself, okay? Will they succeed in repealing civil rights? And then, if so, will we win in the end, okay? I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can because I don't have a lot of time, but it's just like one of those questions that I've always, oops. Oh, sorry guys. Oh my God. Okay. You see I'm like recording the screen, so it's kind of, anyway, these things are popping up. So anyway, so yeah, will the Trump administration succeed in repealing civil rights, which seems to be their main goal, okay? And if so, will we be able to turn it back? Because like I said, I think there's no, like they can't win for very long because they're not the majority. They will never be the majority, okay? It's only if they can like really change the laws expertly that they can like turn the clock back. But I don't think they will, but let's see, okay? I think it's one of those questions that you have to be in a specific mood to ask. I'm okay now, you know, I'm very balanced and everything, so let's see what happens. Okay, will this succeed in changing and raising civil rights? Okay, so let's see, okay. Okay, guys, I cut the cards. I'm going to lower the, I don't know, I have this here. I'm going to lower the screen, okay, so you can see. I'll put my glasses on. So, okay, guys, it's kind of like, it's a tough topic, but I think it's time to talk about interesting reputation. Oh, it's shady. Reputations. Okay, interesting. Okay, so guys, right here it's saying, okay, let's see if I can fit all of this in. Okay, so by the way, it is flipped, so it's kind of like, it is a little weird. Okay, so how do I do this? Okay, yeah, anyway, this is the end for me, and this is probably not how you see it, but anyway, I'm going to just talk about it. So essentially, I'm looking here, it's like shady dealings. Okay, oh no. Does it fit? No, it's not fitting. Oh, here. Okay, perfect. So you see here, top we have, it starts on here. Okay, so this is the election card, change, guilt, and here we have Fox, which is shady dealings, treacherous dealings, reputation, place in the world, and a letter. Okay, and then we have opportunity is important for the child. So essentially, guys, this is like the reputation and also how they're seen in the world. So this reputation, the treachery was necessary to create the reputation, but this will lead to a letter, meaning an indictment that says guilty to the child. So he's going to leave. It's saying, I don't think it is, that it's like they wanted to change the reputation, right? The reputation of the U.S. And this was key to them in a way, right? This is key to the child. And this was an opportunity for this. Okay, there was treachery in the election. Okay, and this was one opportunist move. It's saying this. Okay, now let's see what else here we have. Interesting heart, which makes a lot of sense. It's about values. Okay, this is values. Lady, interesting. Let's see more about the lady here. Oh, snake. Yeah, so I think this could also be the Russian stuff, but it could also be the two-sided, the values. Okay, the shady values, the values of lies. Okay, again, the election is about values. Okay, and money, their value, what they value money. Okay, then here conversations. Yeah, I feel like there will be records of what they're saying. Okay, The child is a snake. We know that. Election of a child. Here, aggression. It's the snake who uses aggression to win. We know that. Okay, this is Stars Network talks about money. Okay. So I think, guys, yeah, I don't think they succeed. Okay, they try. I feel like this was all a strategy. Okay. Okay, let's see more here. Let's find out more. Oh, here's Kipper here, right? Okay. Prison. Wow. Yeah, the White House prison. Law enforcement comes for the crimes. Oh, look. And the Justice Department. People in power. Yeah. The foreign influence in the White House has been captured in recordings or interpersonal communications. Something foreign, it was intercepted by the law enforcement to do money laundering. And here's main person, probably will be Trump here, is worried. Okay, what else? Oh, an ending. Yeah, it's an ending. Ends. So guys, I feel like this was all, okay, this is like, all right, see here. Oh, look, wow, prison twice. That's amazing. Upset because of prison. The solution led to prison through old-fashioned values. But prison because of stuff that happened a long time, but it's also a long time ago, but it's also melancholia means losses, okay? The fake lord is upset because of his business is going down. Wrong strategy leads to losses, hopelessness. Oh, disgrace. Yes. What else? Yeah, disgrace. Disgrace to him and his partner. So guys, okay. Wow, this was quick, but it's amazing. Okay, amazing. No collusion. No collusion. Witch hunt. Yeah. Stop. President Trump is the best president I ever had. So guys, you know what? This is like one of the most amazing readings. Seriously. So I need to drink something. My throat is dry, but I was like a little worried about this. Very worried because the racism is real, okay? But I'm looking at it, the more I look at it, it's showing that they're done, okay? That's what the cards are saying. Let me just go here again and just now explain position by position, because the question was, will the Trump administration succeed in abolishing civil rights? Okay, so here we have the reputation, meaning how they appear to the world, their reputation, recognition of values. They're guilty, will lead to prison. So I feel like this was how they reach, in a way that's showing indeed that they won partially because of that. Obviously Russia contributed, but it was a war of values. And if actually the guy, if you're watching the testimony of the guy from Cambridge Analytica, he said that they were basically a propaganda machine. And Cambridge Analytica is owned by Robert Mercer, okay? So he's a propagandist for real, okay? So Bannon said that he wanted to create a culture war. You know how they accuse, the liberals of like, what is it, culture, I forgot what it is, like, they have a term, identity politics or something, but basically, they wanted to create this culture war, and that's what it's showing here, okay? And that in the end, it leads to prison, that's it, okay? It also leads to prison in the sense that they can't get away. It's almost like it's like the evil trick got them to where they are, but it's not sustainable. And it's also was based on a crime, so it's not going to work, okay, essentially. So, all right, so let's go to the first position here. Elections of the child. Oh, okay, election of the child. The foreign influence made the fake lord, which is Trump. So the fake lord is also an image, right? We can think of him as like he's a person who's an image, and he was made by a foreign power, okay? And the election was essentially made by Putin, I think, in many ways. And then here we have treacherous, shady dealings with the lady, I think here, right? It says with lady with the snake, meaning, yeah, all these things, got him to the White House, but then he got a negative letter. It's going to bring what I think it looks like he already got, okay? All of these problems. And it also shows, guys, now that I'm seeing this piacere, below we can see here, this was an opportunity that they had to use aggression. So I think the racism is part of it. And this was caught in the private communications, okay? This is the business upside down. So I feel like here, guys, if we look at this together, this first row, we have the Gran Signore, Trump, right? Having very bad news about his business. So this is part of it. He felt like the whole election was a solution to his problems, his business problems. And since he already had a great relationship with the Russians, this sounded perfect to him. But I think he was a little like he didn't quite grasp the depth of it, okay? All right, and then we have on top, the story is fantastic. So he wanted a change, right, on top of him, a change through the election. Because if looking from the cards here, the circumstances were quite dire for him. So he thought, oh, great, an election is going to solve a problem. But all it did, as it has always done with a mob, whenever they become public, they attract scrutiny from law enforcement. But he thought that this was going to be the solution, okay? So meaning whatever he's done, the solution was bigotry, essentially, okay? Uh-oh, the thing's like opening by itself. I'm like, oh, hello, spirits, whoever is opening, like, kind of creeps me out. The projector is like on its own, moving. I'm like, oh, hello. Hello, this is a Hitler. Do not say talk Nazi things about me. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So anyway, guys, so this is kind of crazy. All right. So guys, anyway, so right below here we have, let's say below him we have something important. What's important? Money, money, money. But the Justice Department is onto it because it found his old business partner. So guys, this is perfect, okay? And in a way, I feel like the racism, it's like, this is horrible, guys. You know, it's like, I'm understanding this, guys. You know, it's like, I'm understanding that the whole thing with racism and all of these things is about a weapon. Like, if you think of a weapon, it hurts people. Racism, it's like picking, you know, it's like, it's a way to truly hurt people emotionally in many ways. But it's like expanding this and using it as a weapon. As you know, the Russians created all the propaganda, but it is hurtful in many ways. And this is how they, like I said, they won. The reason also why they think they keep pushing it further is because, like I said, hate doesn't have anything to build. It only has things to destroy. So the weapon is like racism and all those horrible things that don't build anything but only destroy. So this was a way for them to, because we have the card here of aggression. The opportunity for them was achieved through aggression, okay? And that's how he was, on Trump's mind, he was able to move away from his business problems, okay? So that's why he values it so much, okay? And here in the future we have guilt of the network through money laundering, okay? And this is a mistaken strategy. So you could see how, like, there's a lot of really sloppy people like Michael Cohen, okay, that they work for. Okay, this is letter meaning indictment, because people talked, okay? People in high power, and there's going to be losses for Trump. And then here's the last card, is a child and his money, okay? There he is again. He's worried. There's an ending because it's coming. He knows it's coming, the ending. He's hopeless. Disgrazia. Boom. Bye, bitch. That's it. Okay, so I feel, guys, this was like, oh, and that's also this business partner. So I'm thinking, like, what will happen to this racist, like, rhetoric? Will it go away? Like, what is the deal here? Okay. And this is like the loyalists made a deal, or have been working on this, or have made a deal for a long time, okay? Let's see what else we have. We have now happiness, or oh, this is happiness, money, Mueller. Deal. Mueller goes after their deal. I feel like, guys, there was this whole, and now, you know, it's becoming clear, the whole propaganda thing. there was a deal involved. Okay, it's a lot of money to weaponize all of this hate speech. Okay, guilt. Okay, we know that. This is Tower. It could be Trump Tower. It could be people in the government. It could be the law. But like, okay, underneath. So there's a. I feel like all these people, guys, are going to be exposed. Okay, hopefully. Here we have the enemy. Okay, the people who were fake servants and attacked underneath. This is it's a very negative card upside down, that military upside down. So I feel like there's going to be an exposure of the network of people who did all of this. Okay, will they go to jail? Will they pay? Foreign influence in the White House. White House upside down again. And the deal. So I feel like, guys, I think it's going to be, the whole thing is going to be, I think it will be exposed. And I don't think, will they succeed long term? I don't think they will. Okay, one, hidden deal, messengers, gifts. So, yeah, I think, guys, it's like, yeah, I think I'm seeing an image, and I think, guys, I see Trump, like, dead, like, in a bed. Like, you know, he passed away. And it's like a story, as if it was a movie. It's like the bloodshed was, what was it saying? The bloodshed was avoided when the fake king passed. Like, kind of like, it's almost like he built a fantasy world of negativity because that's what he believed had saved him. But once you pecan and realize that's why they are working so hard to be aggressive and to create all these like bullshit ideas, okay? It's because it can't be sustained. This is why, you know, it makes a lot of sense, guys. This is why they fight so hard and such aggression to push this, because it's based on lies. Everything they do is about lying, okay? So this is why I feel like, this is why, oh my God, this is why they need the constant upping, like a drug addict, okay? Like kind of like taking more and more drugs because the effect is lowered over time. And since they don't really have a plan to govern, you know, they really, it's like Trump was like made this deal, right? So it's like he can't escape it, okay? He can't really, there's no there. And I feel like once he goes, everything is going to be peaked, like it's going to be exposed. They can't sustain it for very long because it's just based on lies, okay? It's also, if you think about, you could also, God bless, you know, all the souls who lived through, for example, the slavery and so forth. Back in those days, it was, unfortunately, I think it was the norm, right? I think. So it's very, very, very difficult. I think it's like to make that change, okay? And now we're in a very different era. And I think they want to create that kind of like, again, oppression and war and all those horrible things. But I think essentially, because as you see, guys, I've noticed this on Twitter also, as bots and Russian trolls and so forth, they're pushing for racism by you know, exploiting the whole thing with Kanye and so forth, and they're constantly attacking women and people of color. That's a thing. That's a fact. And why are they doing this? It's not just because they're racist. It's because they know that we want progress always. Because anything else is going. We are the ones that pay the price. Okay, that's bottom line. Bottom line. So they are really pushing this because they know that the only way they can you know, create the world they want is to get rid of, they can't kill us. You know what I mean? Like they can't get rid of us. So it's impossible to do it. That's why the racism is so important to them, because they know they will never win. They will never win. Okay. If we can vote, if all women, all people of color vote, because we're always on, like as a majority, I think we tend to go for progressive ideas, okay? Because obviously, if we don't, we're screwed, as you can see in this administration right now. We don't have an option, okay? That's the truth. And people say, oh, you know, stay out of politics. Like, no, we can't stay out of politics because our existence has been politicized, right? We're tools. We're like nothings or whatever it is to them. okay, with just little tools for their election bullshit. And no collusion, fake news. Oh my God, can you imagine, guys? Oh my God, I hope, you know what? I hope it has recorded everything. I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here, okay? I'm like,